Okay, casting time, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sub versus sub match. Now, it is a PvP, but these guys have promised to make it interesting, so let's see exactly who we are dealing with here. Two of our subscribers, TotalBiscuit and Magaroth. Let's have a look. We have a Gold Leaguer, yes. Versus... some guy that never plays. Okay, this will be interesting. Let's go. Fun times abound. PvP on TotalBiscuit. Let's see if they can make it interesting. If that's possible. Anytime now, bros. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Showcraft. It's my pleasure to bring you this subscriber battle between TotalBiscuit. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the southwest of the TotalBiscuit versus his opponent Magaroth. He is in the blue trunks, and he is also playing Protoss to the southeast. My, oh my. Let's see how this one goes. It is a PvP, so the first few minutes will require absolutely nothing in terms of your brain power. It's wonderful. PvP is a very relaxing matchup because you know the first few minutes are pretty much going to be exactly the same. Unless, of course, there is a cannon rush. Which there probably won't be. So we shall see how that goes. Alright. Pylon at the front. Kind of at the front. Not exactly at the front, but close enough to the front in order to create a wall off there. So, could end... I don't really see why you would do that, but whatever. There we go. Pylon there as well. So, he can... I don't know, I would have perhaps walled off at the ramp here, not there, but... I don't know the case. Doesn't really matter all that much. At least allows the gateway to go at the front. Can be defensive. You can create a wall off if need be. Not that it should really matter too much in a PvP, honestly. The wall off is generally not so beneficial to you. You can create a sim city in order to make zealots a little bit awkward. That's not happening here. Gateway down on 13 supply here for TotalBiscuit. No gateway whatsoever for Magaroth. Not yet anyway. He's actually behind in terms of supply. There we go. Gateway's now up for him as well. So that was a gateway on 13 for him. Slight lead for TotalBiscuit here. Maybe a chrono boost was missed or not used. Magaroth is now using it, certainly. So he should be able to catch up the pro count without too much of a problem here. Too concerned about that. Gas coming down for TotalBiscuit, nothing yet for Magaroth. There we go, picking it up on 15 supply there. Very standard thus far, which is to be expected from PvP, I think. I'm hoping these guys do something interesting, maybe go beyond 2 bases, that would be nice. There's Cybercore for TotalBiscuit as well, which will no doubt be the follow-up for Magaroth as well. If he's going to go for any kind of 2-gate pressure, with Zealots, for instance, he would have pulled out another gateway already. So Cybercore timing is quite delayed for Magaroth. Could cause him a few problems. Has he gained any advantages from that? Not really. That's the real problem for him here. He hasn't really gained anything from this, and he's actually got pylon blocked as well. So that's going to cause him some major problems against his opponent TotalBiscuit, who now actually has a reasonably significant lead at this early stage in the game, which can matter in PvP. In fact, it's really all that matters in the early stages of PvP. If you make a mistake like that, you end up being behind. Magaroth's going to build a Zealot right now, and there's already a Stalker coming out for TotalBiscuit. So if he decides to actually go poke, then some damage could potentially be done here. We'll see what he decides to do. Magaroth has got a little bit of scouting information here as well. He sees that his opponent has a bit of a timing going on there. His timing is indeed ahead, so he could potentially do a little bit of damage here and there. Stalker's now got to follow up, however, so since Chrono Boost hasn't been used on the gateway, that Stalker's not going to get there in time, so it doesn't really matter too much. Second Zealot being built by Magaroth, actually. So TotalBiscuit could very, very easily go in and do damage here. The question is, does he know that? Probably not. He's actually hidden a probe under the tree right there, which is some nice information, I've got to say. Sees everything that's going on. No expansion from either player just yet. Both playing a little bit cautious. Don't want to be rushed in the early game. Can't really blame them. Has TotalBiscuit gone out with that Stalker yet? No, he's playing incredibly defensively as well. And second gas going down there, which has not... yes, never mind. That has actually been scouted now by TotalBiscuit as well, so he knows what's going on. Zealot will go and try and clean that up. And Robo for both players. 1-gate Robo, but no expansion as of yet from either. Interesting stuff. So the Observers will come into play, and once that happens, these guys are going to have trouble hiding anything from anybody. Extra gateway being added on for TotalBiscuit, though, so Economic situation is pretty much identical for these guys at the moment. It's to be expected. Now, McGrath could actually expand right now, and he probably should if he gets the opportunity. You might want to try and clean out that probe first, so we can then follow it with the expansion. There we go. I imagine that probe's going to go and drop that Nexus right now. And there's the surround. Nicely done there. McGrath eliminates the scouting probe without too much worry. And there's the expansion coming down here. The question is, can any damage be done by Torticoli in order to exploit this, or will he have to grab a Nexus of his own? Well, he's only on 2 gate, and he's adding the 3rd gate here as well. Does have a Robo, but he hasn't built anything from it as of yet. He's got the gas too, so it's kind of curious that he hasn't. He can even build an Immortal if he wants. There we go. He's actually going to go straight for an Immortal, so a little bit of pressure coming in. 3-gate pressure with an Immortal in the mix. Be fairly effective against McGrath, who is still on 1 gateway. Now adding the 2nd gateway, and was very, very late on that Nexus as well. So I'm a little bit concerned here for McGrath, honestly. Once that first Immortal comes out, Torticoli could start to apply some reasonable pressure, especially considering this is mostly Zealots, and he's got plenty of force fields available here. So the question is, does he know about it? Because he's not built an Observer, he doesn't really have that information. He does have some ideas about how late that Nexus was, but if McGrath actually rolls out here and gets caught out of position, then he's going to lose his entire army immediately. He's going to end up getting force fielded here if he's not careful. McGrath's got to be extremely cautious. Doesn't want to roll out of there too much. Torticoli not catching his opponent out of position there. He could have. Warp Prism on the way up for McGrath. Interesting stuff. See how effective that is, but that was an opportunity there for Torticoli that he actually missed. He could have crushed that army in the center without too much of a problem. As it stands, he doesn't now have that option. His opponent will retreat as soon as he sees that army coming at him, and he's now ceded map control to his opponent as well, so not exactly ideal. Economic advantage is now firmly in favor of McGrath. Still no expansion here for Torticoli, which is quite an interesting decision. Now going to oversaturate. Needs to expand. The problem is he's dedicated to building units at the moment, so I don't think that's going to be happening too much. Here comes the engagement. McGrath has got to leave right now, otherwise he's going to end up getting force fielded. Staying there is a really terrible idea. There's the force field right there, trapping that Zealot in position. Could have been a better engagement, honestly, there for Torticoli, but really, McGrath should have actually just left immediately when he saw that coming. And now the follow-up from McGrath is going to be Colossus, which is a sensible idea. The problem is he's now going to deal with this push, and I don't really see how he can unless he gets another round of units warped in. Torticoli is just going to go 1 base, and this is actually it's an extremely delayed 4-gate with Robo on 1 base, which is a little excessive, honestly. Really shouldn't be doing that. You don't have the resources to actually support that. He does need to expand, and he hasn't done so yet. But the thing is, he could probably kill his opponent right now without too much of a problem. McGrath does have an economic advantage, but he's going to lose his production advantage any moment now. In fact, he's only got 2 functional gateways up after that one goes down. Force field then put in place, and Torticoli should actually win at this point without too much of a problem. The Warp Prism did go up, but it hasn't actually done anything just yet. He's going to have to go for some kind of funky base trade here, really. And it might work, you know, if he actually base trades, but really, Torticoli has too many forces. McGrath's going to be really careful with that engagement. Doesn't want to do that. He gets filtered into a narrow corridor. Warp Prism hasn't deployed yet either. I have a feeling that McGrath's too busy trying to defend, and I think Torticoli's just destroyed him right here. There's really no way that McGrath can actually win now. That Warp Prism was not effective. Expansion going down right here. Delayed top 4-gate 1-base Robo here from Torticoli, and you know what? It works absolutely with no problems whatsoever. And that, as they say, is that McGrath cannot win at this point without some kind of a miracle. Putting down a Cybercore there, Robo Bay is up, but he hasn't got a Colossus, and he's got no pylon up either. So even with the Colossus, it wouldn't make a difference because he doesn't have extended thermal lance. And that War Prism is just sort of sitting in the tree right there, which is kind of sad, isn't it? It's very, very sad. And there we go. Torticoli is now going to win the game. McGrath can't do a damn thing. So there you go. Volatility of PvP, folks. And I think you saw the errors in McGrath's play there. Allowing himself to be caught out of position, not having enough gateways. And of course then allowing the pylon to go up. And that, as they say, is that. That's the crush. Torticoli annihilates McGrath. And yes, that is the GG, ladies and gentlemen. That is the GG from McGrath. Nice to play there by Torticoli. A bit of a aggressive 1-base, honestly. And it was, I wouldn't even say it was an all-in, honestly. I mean, it could have expanded beyond that, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, he stayed on 1 base for too long there, in my opinion. He could have expanded very, very easily. 4-gate and Robo is kind of pushing it, really, because you can't sustain all of those gates and the Robo on 1 base. You just don't have the necessary gas and resources there. Oh, well, never mind. It did the job here for Torticoli, and a nice bit of aggression there as well. Very good.